There's a lot of anecdotal advice around on improving your marriage. But if you want something you can really use that will actually make a difference and reignite your marriage, check out the link in the description below.
The question, how can couples keep a happy marriage? Answer by Robert Garrett. Like each other, love each other, spend time together and enjoy it. Respect each other, protect and defend each other. Be 100% honest with each other and hold nothing back, including when you're hurt or upset, and also when you're happy and thankful. Talk together all the time. Never give up on each other. Keep your word. Always. Don't surrender who you are as an individual. It's okay if you have some different interests, like dislikes. Trust each other, and be trustworthy. Be committed to each other. This is a decision you make and keep to, not something that just happens. Recognize that there will be times to have friction and problems, and it will be painful. Do your best to remember that these are temporary and assume, and be committed to, the fact that you will find a mutually agreeable resolution. Manage your resources, time, money, possessions. Cherish each other. Neither of you is going to live forever. Be affectionate. Never miss an opportunity to bestow a hug, a kiss, a kind word, a compliment, a touch, and yes, sex. Notice everything I said is written in the first person. These are things you do, not things that you wait for your partner to do for you. This was intentional. This is how you make a happy marriage. Answer by Ross Lederman. By not being a dick about everything. Realize that everyone has a different opinion about things. Listen to your significant other. Don't give those stupid fake suggestions. Like you dress sexy in the hope to get laid and that your partner never got the hints. He had a long day at work, and you bitch and cry about it. You then create a scene and goes to your girlfriends. Just be upfront. Because when your husband came home from a stressful day he might not be in the mood. Moral of the story here is not to ever make yourself more important than your significant other. You don't have to be honest all the time. Tactfulness helps. If your wife dog does, don't say stupid shit like let's get another. The only rule we have is not to cheat. Other than that, we can do what we want, where we want it. I don't forbid her nor does she forbid me to do stuff. She wants to watch something on telly which I don't want, then I go watch somewhere else in the house. When we go shopping in the supermarket we buy what we want. Who am I to tell her not to buy soy milk, even though it's rancid? When we shop for clothes, we buy what we want. Who the fuck am I to tell her not to buy a red sweater? When we go on holiday, we always go together because we want to go everywhere. But when we are there on location, I do early morning runs while she sleeps, for example. She might visit a museum and I might visit something else. Relationships are simple. You don't have enough sex, tell your partner. Didn't work out? Then leave but don't cheat. You feel your partner could treat you better, tell your partner. Didn't work out? Then leave but don't cheat. You don't love him anymore, tell him and fix it. If doesn't work, leave. But don't cheat to force a breakup. Answer by Eric James Wolf. It is always interesting to me how many people give advice about something they know nothing about. I have been happily married for 14 years. I don't hold much to the advice that is commonly given to couples about how to be happy while married. I want to recognize that happiness does not come from another person. Happiness is something we find for ourselves. It does help if the person you're married to is someone who is pursuing and successfully finding happiness in their life. But if you are not happy, who you're married to is probably not going to change that very much. I would make a couple of small suggestions for men and women who intend to live happy lives. First, make more money than you spend. Seems pretty simple, but I have found that if I have a little bit of money left over at the end of the year, it's been a pretty good year with my partner. Secondly, do not practice materialism on your partner or on yourself. When we seek to solve our spiritual problems with physical solutions, we will always fail. My wife and I don't keep track or score of who is right or wrong. We do our best to chip in with clear communication, but sometimes it's not fair for one of us, and that's life. We do not seek to make life more difficult by laying onto each other extra feelings or guilt trips. We do not seek to keep track, but instead we try to do our best in good faith. In my work as a therapist, I have noticed that many men and women have relationships that fail due to one simple idea. The idea that marriage is akin to ownership. I am a monogamous person in my relationship, and I'm honest about my limitations and imperfections with my partner. I have strength of character not to cheat and break trust. But it helps that I don't believe in the idea that a man owns a woman when they are married. If you inherently believe that you own your partner, it will change your behavior. We don't treat things we own very well in my experience.